And good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to 2017, and welcome to our first Google Hangout for the new year. We are only a couple of hours away from the start of the Women's Champions League, so we're going to be all talking about the main round of this great competition. And apologies for the slight delay. We did promise you a star guest. She is in Vardar. Camilla Herrem is in Vardar. She's in front of her computer, and we're currently trying everything to get her on board here as well. In the meantime, I'm very pleased to welcome our two not any less famous guests, our two journalists. Joining us from Germany is Björn Patzen. Hi, Björn.
Hello.
And joining us from, excuse me, Belgrade in Serbia, in the middle of a snowstorm is Nemanja Savic. Nemanja, how are you?
Pretty good, pretty cold. Hi, everybody.
Who takes on Camilla's role?
I'm left-handed, so I can only play on the right wing.
So I speak a bit Macedonian, so I can. I will probably speak enough Macedonian, both of us.
Oh, it's only the beard that's in your way. It's only the beard.
Yeah, the hair is long enough, though.
But Nemanja, trying to talk a bit about Camilla and her season at Vardar before she gets on board here. The first Norwegian to play for the Skopje-based club. Overall, how would you rate her season?
Well, first of all, this was one of my questions for Camilla when she comes here, because I was kind of surprised when she signed for Vardar, because it's not quite the mentality they want in Skopje, but she's temperamental. She's one of my favorite wings in the game, and my idea was that actually she can fill the position left by Siraba Dembele pretty well. And so now, starting with how she actually fit into the team, I think it was pretty well. Vardar has a very well developed system, and this season has been a bit of a up and down since coming from one coach, then two coach method, then back to one coach now. I think the goal scoring record does not reflect her influence in the team, and I think there's going to be every bit as better as the season progresses. We know that Camilla is the one who's got a lot of experience, winning big matches, and that's exactly what Vardar needs. So until she comes in, I'm gonna ask her a couple of questions, and then I'm gonna have my own say in what actually motivated her to arrive to Vardar, because I'm sure she had other offers.
Yeah, well, the way I actually intended to start this hangout was to tell her, no matter what we do, no matter what eventual predictions at the end of this hangout will say, Vardar will finish third in May. I mean, this is kind of etched in stone. But yeah, do you think that this will be any different today, judging from Vardar's performances in the group matches so far?
Yes, well, when you see, usually there's like the Croatian men's handball team a little bit. When you could start predictions for a tournament, you could say, I don't know which finished first, but Croatia definitely wins the bronze medal. So I don't hope for Vardar, because sometimes that they should have made it this one step further. They want to go this way to the final, but as we all know, it's getting closer, and there are more teams now, except Rostov, I guess we'll talk about it later, that have a chance to go there. So I really cross the fingers for Vardar that they at least make this one step further to win a Saturday match, so that they can have the feeling of how it feels to go to bed in a hotel in Budapest with the feeling that you won a match.
Do you think Camilla, in that respect, I mean, they did lose, as Nemanja said, a very prolific wing player in Siraba Dembele, but do you think Camilla is a player in that respect who can make that difference, maybe?
Yeah, definitely. It's exactly like Nemanja said. You need those players in the team which have won the big matches. So and all these Norwegian girls, they have won the big matches, going to Noah Mørk or to Katrine Lunde, and they know exactly this. They have this feeling and this spirit to be there 100% when it counts. So usually the more Norwegians you have in a team, the better it is. But of course also others like in the Vardar team have this spirit. But I would say that this Scandinavian mentality can boost the team a little bit. Because they have Russians in the team, they have players from ex-Yugoslavian countries, they even have Germans, and I think this Scandinavian mentality of a single player, she's always in a good mood when you see her on and off the court. I think this can bring this extra power to them, maybe from off the court to on the court.
Before I forget, obviously for everyone who's watching us, please feel free to join on @EHFCL, our Twitter channel. Throw in your questions and we will ask them to Björn and Nemanja, and hopefully to Camilla in a couple of minutes as well. Nemanja, Björn just said the more Norwegians you have, the better it is for you. What does that mean for Gjør? I mean, they are back to pre-season. They won one, and then they didn't lose one. Obviously Heidi is still there, but she can't play.
Ups and downs for Gjør, but you know, it's a season where they should show how it's not the Loki-centric team, you know. But hi.
Hi.
Excellent. Was that the phone solution? Did that work, Camilla?
Yeah, I needed to do my cell phone, so it took a while, but now I'm here.
Excellent. And
it's all fine.
You can hear us.
Yeah.
Nice and loud and clear. Fantastic. I'm very pleased to join you. I can see the viewing numbers are going up like that straight away after you join. We have been talking a bit about you, and we have been talking a bit about Vardar as well. And I said, you know, no matter what we talk about today, no matter what will happen in the main round, in the end, Vardar will finish third in the final four, Camilla. Or do you disagree? This has been etched in stone, so to say, for the past 3 years.
Yeah, let's hope we can do something about that now, because I think the girls there are tired of being number 3, as they've been many times now. So, and I'm playing to win, so I hope it will be better this year.
Yeah, well, looking at your results, it has worked out quite well, the winning part. Maybe it's your first season in Skopje. Maybe talk us a bit through it. The start obviously was a bit up and down. There have been changes, in particular on the coaching position. How did you experience these first 5 to 6 months you spent in Skopje?
Now, in the beginning, it was very much going on, and I just came from the Olympic Games and didn't have so much free time, and it was just jumping right into it, and everything is new, and yeah, I had the coach for not so long, and then we changed after the first game, but now I'm very happy and satisfied with everything, because I think Davis is such a good coach, and he's everything is like details for him. So the trainings are good. We're running a lot, and now I'm getting used to the city and everything, and the players, and the style of the coach. So now it's getting much better.
Give us a bit of an insight. What's the atmosphere in the team like? You're playing your first game against Budućnost in 2 days' time. What's the atmosphere ahead of the start of the main round?
Now we've been talking a lot about Budućnost, and of course it's a tough team, and we're trying to analyze everything they do. So, but of course it will be hard to play over there against them. But I think we are well prepared, and we are all exciting to start the Champions League now, because of course it's okay to train, but the funniest part of the handball is playing games. So I'm happy that it's starting now.
I have 2 gentlemen here, and Nemanja was desperate also to ask you some questions. I'm not the only one who can ask questions here, so Nemanja, fire away. We get this conversation going.
Yeah, sure. First of all, I was very pleasantly surprised when I hear that you signed for Vardar this season, because I'm a big fan, and I think that's exactly what they need. But it kind of surprised me in a way that it's not what usually they want from a player. You know, how did the Scandinavian player wind up in Macedonia? What motivated your decision?
No, I think that for me it was all about the Champions League, and I want to go somewhere where the possibility is big that we can win. And this is something I don't have ever tried. And for me, it will be, if we come to the Final Four, it will be the first time for me. And as a Scandinavian players, I like to take chances. I think it's nice to experience something else and try a new culture and try that I can be the best handball player. And here in this team, we have so many good players and good goalkeepers. So for me, it's just to continue to develop as a handball player, because every day I try to be better and better. So I think that's the main reason.
Yeah, great. If I can have another one, very short.
Absolutely, go on.
Yeah. Well, looking at your bio, you know, there's like 4 Euros won, 1 silver medal, but no Champions League. Is your motivation gonna be this one? I want to win this, guys. You know, you're gonna be the one saying, yeah, no failure this year.
Yeah, but I think that every girl thinks the same, because no one wants to finish number 3 at anything. So. Or 2,
or number
for
2.
that matter.
Yeah.
So I think that my job is not. I think the motivation it's great enough as it is, but for me especially, I've never been in Budapest to in the Final Four, so it would be a fantastic experience for me, and I hope that we will get there and.
Yeah, I hope so too, because my chances later on, who's gonna win it, is gonna reflect some of your yeah, you better.
Björn, do you also have a question? That was
so my two things I have for Camilla is the most important thing, I guess. When you sign a contract in Skopje, you cannot be vegetarian, because Macedonia is famous for meat. So I don't hope that you're vegetarian. And my special thing with your family is that at all big tournaments, or at some of them, I had always nice experience with your father. So, for example, at 2009 in China, when he told me the story that he went to the wrong airport and had to go 800 kilometers by train, so I organized him a beer from a local supermarket to end up his cruel journey. So, from my opinion, just give best wishes to your father, because you also had a nice evening before your final in Herning in 2010. We were also very sure that you would win.
Yeah, first of all, I'm not a vegetarian at all. I love steak. That's my favorite thing in the world. So I'm good there. And for my father, he's a great man. And I think everyone in Norway knows his story about China. So it was fun to listen to, but I got scared when he finally came to the right place. And he said what was going on. So I'm like, oh my God. But they are 2 perfect parents, so they're always with me every time.
So best regards.
Well, there's only 1 airport in Macedonia, is that correct? Or 1 major airport. So the chances to get lost are a bit smaller than they are in China, hopefully.
Yeah.
Camilla, looking again ahead to your game against Budućnost, you played against Budućnost actually not so long ago in the newly established regional league. You lost by 1, I think. 30-29 was the eventual result. Is there anything you could take out of that game for Sunday?
For us, I think. I think the game was okay by itself, but we did a lot of stupid mistakes. It's been a long time since we played together, and I think that what we learned most is probably that we need to be better to run home, because they had a lot of fast breaks on us.
Mm.
Yeah. So and of course they have the world best player on left back, so. We need to take care of her.
You have 7 points, so you're you know, your position in main round Group 1 obviously is quite a good one already. But how important is a good start for you in that main round?
No, it's very important. We go in every game to try and win. So we will do everything we can to try and win on Sunday. But we know it will be hard. We're realistic. It's hard to beat them in their own arena. But still, if we fight every second of the game and never quit, and of course, the most important thing to run home, then I think we have a good chance. Because I know they have some injuries in the team, and but still they have so many good quality players there, and we know it's going to be tough. But as I said before, if we fight in 60 minutes, it's going to be a tough game.
Nemanja, what do you think? What kind of threat poses Budućnost to Vardar?
Well, at this part of the season, I wouldn't actually give it much. Haven't actually given much of a thought, because Budućnost fires up later on, and you know, it's a pretty experienced team now with a new intake of players. I think right now Vardar is the favorite, because they're a bit more stable bunch, and I think that they're playing better handball. Simple as that. However, I think as the season progresses, Budućnost is going to get better and better, and you know, you can never underestimate, you know, a team who's won it a couple of times, and with the players that are very experienced in winning big matches, especially in the Champions League. However, I think that Vardar has gotten very close to them in the regional league, and that's sending an unequivocal message for Budućnost. They should actually be wary of Vardar.
There's obviously also Budućnost, a bit of a transition going on. Are they at the same level from your point of view as they were in 2016, in particular in 2015?
Well, in the same level as 2016 is too early to tell, because I think that they're still analyzing the season, because everything collapsed in a couple of days. You know, they came to the Final Four and nothing worked out right. In comparison to 2015, definitely not. Definitely not, because it was, in my opinion, the peak of this generation, and something that's gonna take a few years to build, to repeat. So for them, basically after this season is gonna be a major reconstruction, and all the old players are probably going to be retired or sold, and the young ones are going to have to start to play some responsible adult handball that they're not doing right now. But yeah, my answer is, in comparison to the last season, I think the team is pretty much similar. They saw how it feels like to lose at the Final Four, not to be very good, and I think that's a disappointment that could be the determining fact for them right now. Yeah.
Björn, we obviously in Group 1, we not only have Vardar and Budućnost as like the two heavyweights in that group, but we also have FTC, we've got Metz, Thüringer, Astra Canorca. Which of these teams do you see as potential quarterfinalists, contenders? Who surprised you if you look at the group matches? So
definitely I would say that the decision which team will be number 1 and 2 will be done only between Vardar and Budućnost. So I think that we can all agree on this, that those are the two best teams, and then we still have 2 spots open. So when you see Ferencváros, Budapest, I think they played a quite stable first part of the season in the group phase, and from my opinion, they have the better chances to finish on the 3rd position than Metz, for example. Metz, maybe they got a little push from some players they had at the Euro, which when they took another medal for the French team, like Beatrice Edwige or Laura Klauser in the goal. So I would say the 4 teams for the quarterfinal are definitely Vardar, Budućnost, and then Ferencváros and Metz. Exactly in this order then, because when you see that Thüringer HC, they lost the direct encounter against Metz, so in the end they have to catch up 4 points. And to catch up 4 points with the opponents they have right ahead, which is very hard. So this must nearly mean that Metz only get 1 or 2 points. in 6 matches. So I would say that Ferencváros and Metz, maybe even Metz can have the chance to fight with them for the 3rd position, but I would definitely say that Ferencváros take the 3rd place. And then it might be interesting for Vardar and to Budućnost to see what happens in the other group in terms of the quarterfinals. So especially where Bucuresti will end. So, and if there is a thing, it makes maybe sense not to finish 2nd but 3rd.
Camilla, talking a bit about your group and maybe in particular about Metz that Björn mentioned as well. Is that a team you potentially see on the rise? Do you see French handball in women's handball in general on the rise? Bronze at the Olympics, medal again at the Euro as well.
I think that France always had a good national team. I think the players they are so physically strong, and they got like their jumps and everything. They're just strength in the body. It's something I would like to have myself. But I think that Metz has been playing good, and they have a lot of strong players there. And I think they play a very fun handball. They run, and they have so many good players in all positions, and I like the way they play. So I think they're a strong team, and I think also that they will go through.
I have to correct myself. Silver at the Olympics, obviously, for France. Sorry for everyone. And bronze at the Euro. What are your thoughts on your 3rd opponent? So Metz Fun Handball, 3rd opponent, Thüringer HC. What are your thoughts on these? Camilla?
Thüringer, I haven't watched so much of them until now, but I know the players they have, and of course they are a strong team as well. But yeah, for me it's a little bit hard to say because I haven't seen so much of them this year. But still, I think also they will go. I don't know. I don't know what to say because I don't have so much input on exactly this team.
Björn, talking quickly about Astra Kanochka. Very, very young team. Obviously, first time they played in the Champions League. They do come on 0 points, but they also come with Karina Sabirova, who's the 2nd best scorer in the Champions League. So maybe taking this season aside, is that a team we should look out for in the future?
I would not agree this, because you have to see in the Russian league you have a very strong competition, and so you have to see the history of Astrakhan getting with all these players who later on became Olympic champions, and with Refilov as a coach they became the champion, and thus they qualified for the Champions League even ahead of Rostov. So when you see the Russian competition now, you have teams like Rostov, you have Krasnodar, you have Tolyatti, and I don't think that Astrakhan will have an easy position to get it even to among the top 4 in Russia with this team. Of course they are the future, but it's always these little or sometimes crazy changes in the Russian league. Then Trefilov goes to Krasnodar and 8 players coming with him to Krasnodar, then Trefilov goes to Tolyatti and 8 players going with him to Tolyatti, and still some of the best Russian players to go to Rostov. And so you never know exactly what squads they have in the next year. But what I definitely say, they have a great coach in Mikhail Tsegayin. In Astrakhan, he was always responsible also in the youth teams. So definitely there is a chance to build up a new team. But as I said, in Russia, you never know which players you have in the next season.
Nemanja, talking quickly about FDC from Budapest as well. Do you see a chance for them to become the 2nd Hungarian team to ever make it to the Final Four? They were the only team to draw against Vardar, so the only team to snatch a point away from them, even though it was the first game of the season.
I had a bit of an interruption, so I'm going to guess what you asked. Do I see them progressing further. Is it right?
Yeah, like from your point of view, do they have a chance to become the second team ever to make it to the Final Four? Yeah.
Yeah, well, in my book, they do have the quality, but there are other factors influencing that. First of all, the experience isn't there basically. As much as my friend Benson would disagree with me right now, I hope he's watching. But the thing with them is that I always liked the way they play. I always liked FTC, especially last season. They were a very brave bunch, very interesting, with Shuchansky at the back, and just very nice and refreshing handball. Especially coming from Hungary, which is your dominated country league. But right now, I really do not see them past the quarterfinals, but I do see them in the quarterfinals, and I do see them posing a major threat and really giving a run for the money to whoever comes along against them. So why not if the circumstances are right? But honestly, I don't think this is their season.
Camilla, there's obviously in Group 2 the second Hungarian team, Győr. Yeah, there are quite a few Norwegians playing for Győr. How close is the contact between you during the season?
No, I'm talking a lot with Nora Mørk. Talked with her yesterday, so we of course we stay in touch and wondering how each other are and how everything is going. So we don't talk so much about handball, but other things. So of course we stay in touch. Yeah.
From a I assume then that you're very close friends. From a friend's point of view, how do you look at her season? Because the situation between you and Nora is obviously comparable. I mean, she played for years and years and years. She played for Larvik, and then came to Győr. She has been in Budapest. That's the difference. But now she's got a very good shot at the Final Four again, same as you have with Vardar. So
yeah, what?
How do you look at her season from a friend's point of view or from a professional point of view?
Yeah, but anyone who has eyes know that she has a good season, and I think she's been playing very good. And for me, it's very good to see that she from the first start she fits in the team. She do what she does in Larvik for many years, and she's been playing so good. And for me to do this at the beginning with the new team and everything is new, that's very strong for me, because when you're a back player, you have you're in the game all the time, and in the beginning of the season, it's hard to come in a new team and everything is new. But she has done it so well, and for me, this is how she is. She is such a strong head, and she's one of the best right backs in the world right now. So she's doing what she's always been doing, scoring goals and being the best for me. So I'm proud of her and how well she has done everything from the start in Győr.
That kind of leads me back to you. Obviously, you said it at the very beginning. The time to come into the team was very short, because you literally came straight from Rio. What was the toughest part for you at the start of the season?
The toughest part, it's I think the toughest part is to get used to that the players are new, and all the systems, and of course to know what are they doing, how are they doing everything, and just how the mood is in the team, and that's always hard, because you feel like your first day at school every time you change the club, and you just sit there and watch what everyone is doing, and you don't talk so much in the beginning, because it's like you just observe everything. and that's probably the hardest part. And then of course it's this game, especially at home, and you feel like you need to be good, because I want to show everyone that I'm here to do a good job and appreciate what I do. So.
There's a question coming in. It does relate to you, Camilla, and the Final Four. What's Vardar's edge in a potential Final Four, aside from having, spoiler, having the world's best left wing?
Well, what's our
your advantage? Yeah, your competitive edge over your potential opponents.
No, I think that we have so many good players in every position, and of course many teams do, but I think that we have like almost 2 good teams that can play in our team, and of course that's an advantage we have when we have a lot of players. And we have also players that been in this many times before, experienced players, and that's always an advantage. But still we have a lot of things that we need to adjust also, so I just hope we can do that in time.
I throw that question straight away to Nemanja and Björn. Looking at Vardar's group matches performance, where are these things you think they could or should adjust?
Yeah, Björn, do you want to take it first, or should I?
Well, I can start if you want. Yeah, I would say it's always with Vardar, it's the thing that maybe this is the advantage that this regional league has restarted now, that except Champions League Vardar, but the same also for Budućnost, they have no competitive matches in contrast to the other teams like Jör, for example, or the teams coming from France, that because in the league, you have not real league with competitive opponents. So this might change now. And also for Vardar, it's the thing, I think, that the motor must be running. I remember it that some players were in the mood that the motor was running in the last season, but somehow they got stuck then. And so this is always interesting for a very international team like Vardar is, how the players come back from the Euro World Championship. So maybe Camilla can unveil a secret a little bit when she tells us that they have players from so many countries. Of course, some come back with disappointment, some come back with injuries, some come back with gold medals like you, for example. So how is it for a team like yours, or also for others like Jör, that you have players from so many different countries with so many different results from the Euro, for example?
No, I think that when I come back, we don't talk so much.
You come back, you always come back with a gold medal. This is easy.
For me, it was good this year, you know. But the thing is that when we come back, we just start to do our job in Vardar, and we don't talk so much about Euro. And they say congratulations if you won, and of course silver and bronze medal, but after that, it's finished. Then you start with Vardar and you focus on that. And I think this is good, because if you it's like I can't think about the Olympic Games still, because it's been a long time, and we need to move on, and we need to focus on our job right now. And since the Euro was finished, our job is now in our teams, and we need to be professional about that. And of course, you can't think about what happened in December, but that's past. We need to look at the future.
Nemanja, let's go back to the original question. What do you think were the the little screws that Vardar might need to turn or could turn?
Well, if I may reflect to Bjorn's point on the regional league, I share this opinion, but to an extent, you know. But as much as the lack of competitive matches can boost your form, it's kind of that you lose the competitive edge. Just check out what happened with the Veszprém in the Secha League. So you know, it's always a double-edged sword. You know, it's depending on how well prepared the team is and how far the coach actually perceives the entire preparation of the season. But I think that the edge lies in the very motivation that Vardar's got, because David, the coach, is a huge competitor. Camilla is a competitor. All the girls, some of them who have already won the Champions League, like Andrea Lekic, you know, they're also quite competitive, and they want to do it with Vardar. You know, it's the foremost goal is to do it with this team. It's not just a trophy. It's not just a trophy with any team. It's just, you know, they wanna win it together. And I think that this season could be the one that everything culminates and gets into place. Coming back to the more realistic points of that, you know, I think that in the main round they're undefeated and their form is very good. I think that they're on a very verge of being this stable, beautifully consistent team that usually ends up far in the Champions League. My personal feeling regarding Vardar is that if they can make it to the final, they can make it all the way. So it's a bit unrealistic, I think, but you know, it's as much as I would like to see them lift the trophy, I think Camilla shares my opinion too.
I was missing actually the points that could improve, but maybe there are none.
Sorry, I'm constantly having interruptions, so I'm kind of losing a little bit of the question.
That's fine. But I mean, the original question was coming from Camilla's comment on constantly improving. Where you see points they could still improve, or they should improve.
Did that get, me or Camilla? Oh, me. So
did that get through in total?
Yeah, it did. Yeah. Well, the improvement for me, the biggest improvement that they should employ is in defense. I think the defensive game should be much more organized, much more stable. Because if you look at the last season, you know, they couldn't really match the fast pace of the counterattacks or the fast breaks. With Camilla in transition, you know, she's a very, very competent wing defender. I think it's gonna be much better than Siraba Dembele, who I also like, but she kind of lacked the defensive skills for a wing. Also, I think that the transitional game is also something that should be improved, especially in the semi-counter, because the team that cannot score from the semi-counter is losing too much of the chances, the clear-cut chances to get to the goal. They basically have to look for their chances, to build their chances from defense, and if they can do it, if they can employ. Camilla, are you okay?
Yeah, I just hit my computer on the floor.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Happens to all of us. So basically, if they can create and prioritize building their chances from defense and pretty much, you know, nurturing the patient kind of organized attack, you know, instead of relying on Penezic to score from whatever, or Lekic to create the impossible chance. I think it's gonna be good for them. Also, I think that the problem used to be the inconsistency at the line player, which Anja Altkaus is majorly improving this season, and it also could be a selling point for Vardar to go far.
Well, that was a very detailed answer now, considering that. Camilla, I've got a second question here for you coming from Twitter, and I assume it's from a Macedonian fan. She asked, how does it feel when the fans chanted your name? And she says, we heard this on several matches.
No, of course, it's a good feeling, and that means that you're doing something right. And I'm going out to play every time, and I try and give 100%, and I hope they will see that I try every time. I will not be good every time, but I want to try and be the best that I can. It's of course, it's a very good feeling when you hear this.
Bjorn, we have to talk a bit about Group 2, and I think we did talk a bit about Gjør and Nora Merck's performance, but we haven't talked about the surprise package, I think, of this season so far. Mercator from Ljubljana. I think there is only a minority of people who would have expected them to be second in Group 2 when the main round starts with 6 points on their account.
Definitely not. I still remember when I made this club countdown from them when they finally made it from qualification to the group phase and said, okay, the season objective for us is to learn, to gain experience, to show our fans some good matches at home. And yes, it was not even mentioned the goal that we will try everything to go to the main round. And so funny enough for me in this quite crazy group, and everybody said, okay, this is the Scandinavian group with 3 Scandinavian teams going on, and then it's also Grim Mercator. So, and in the end now you have Grim on top and Zeehof out, and they played an impressive performance, especially with this Omovechi in attack, and also some defense actions they had during the season. I don't think that even the coach, I read an interview with him and he said this is like dream coming true what we had, and this was even before the last round, but they got another 2 points. So when you just look on the ranking now with those 6 points, and then Bucuresti arrived with 2, Esbjerg on 2. So if they take one more win, I would say they're even in the quarterfinals. And one more can be enough depending on the results of Bucharest and on Esbjerg. So this is definitely, nobody could expect it in Slovenia, and you saw it also. Also, not all players, of course, come from Grim in the Slovenian national team, but there was an improvement in the Slovenian national team during the Euro. They were very, very unlucky, eliminated in the last round. And I think in Slovenia, the women's handball can grow again after some years of depression, I would say, after the big Grim came down and all the international players left. So definitely Grim can make it to the quarterfinals, but I guess in this group they will not finish on the second position as they are now, as I guess that Bucharest will improve and pass some of those teams to get closer to Győr. They will not pass Győr, I would say, in this group, but they have the chance to get definitely closer to them.
Camilla, from approaching that from a more general point of view and from your experience, is there a moment when a team like Grim in that case just rides like a wave of success and can actually play, so to say, play better than the individual skills of their respective players might suggest?
You fell out, so I didn't hear the entire question.
To look at the Grim Mercator surprise from a more general point of view, and from your experience, is there a point sometimes when a team can just ride a wave of success because it has won 1 or 2 games that they didn't expect to win, and that then just kind of continues?
Yeah, I think it's all about confidence, and I think before Christmas I saw a lot of their games, and they're just a fighting team, and for me, I love to watch this because they go on the field and they fight in 60 minutes, and I think their goalkeeper has been playing so well, and they're fast. They're tough in defense and they run, and this I saw especially against Larvik, who for me is one of the teams that runs the most. But Krim played so good against them, and for me it's fun to see because they're so many good players, but they're playing like a team, and for me that's probably when they get the most victories, because they're playing so well together, and it seems like they know each other so well on the field, and you can see they love it. They love to play, and they love to play together, and you can just see the energy in the field. So I like this team a lot, actually.
How much time do you spend personally on analyzing other teams for your own personal preparation?
No, I spend a lot of times to analyze and I love to watch handball because this is my job, and of course I try to see every game that I can. That's men and women. So that same I'm analyzing a lot for the team. Like for now, we're playing against Budućnost, and I'm trying to analyze the goalkeeper and of course the wing that I'm playing against. But for me, it's mostly fun to sit on my couch and watch handball. And for now, in the World Championship for men, I'm just sitting here and I can learn from the left wings of the guys. And so I watch almost everything, and the same in the Norwegian league at home. I watch it there still. So.
I was actually coming to the World Championship a bit later, but that is interesting. So, which male left wing has told you or has taught you the most in this championship?
I think that Riviera, the Spanish left wing, has been playing so good. But for me, all in all, Ove Gensheimer is the best left wing in the world right now, and I would do anything to have the wrist that he has, because he can do magic with the ball. So for me, he's the best player and the best left wing in the world. So I'm trying to teach. What?
But you know that he has a very easy thing. He said it's just training. He stood there hours to have kind of spin shots like he does them now, which looks so easy. So he says everybody can learn it if he wants.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to, but I'm still 30 and I can't shoot like him still. So.
I mean, I'd love to turn that into men's and women's Champions League hangout. Unfortunately, we don't have enough time. Nemanja, quickly going back to Group 2, and we have to talk about the defending champions. What, from your point of view, what did go wrong? If you could sum it up.
Well, first of all, I'm a big advocate of teams not defending their title, because there are more reasons not to, there are reasons to defend it. But what did go wrong? I think that there is a little bit of complacency. I think there is a little bit of things left from unaddressed from the season past, and I think that other teams are actually scouting them a lot more right now and paying much more attention to them. So basically they're a much bigger catch than right now. Right, last season was kind of a, they came under the radar, basically onto the Final Four. None of us gave them a chance at last year's Hangout. So basically right now it's a huge catch and a huge thing for everybody to take one against the CSM, and this season has turned into a living hell for them, basically solely because of that fact, and there are other factors too, but I think this is the biggest.
Have they lost the surprise moment, Björn, as Nemanja hinted?
I would say it's always been, if you're the hunter, the role is easier when you're the hunter than you're the hunted. And exactly, I still remember our hangout before the quarterfinal last season when they played Rostov. Everybody said, okay, Rostov is going through, they have won 12 matches, and nobody gave a chance to Bucharest. And somehow they made it to Budapest, and okay, nobody gave them a chance in Budapest. Then they beat Vardar, and then in the end they beat Győr in the penalty shootout, which was a complete surprise. And then maybe it was this chemistry between the coach of Kim Rasmussen and the team, because everybody said that Kim Rasmussen has magic hand and everything like this. So, and then Jakob Westergaard came from a disappointment with the German team, and it didn't fit so well in the first stages. So then they have a new coach now. So, but I still think that they are under par in the ranking, and they will grow. And for me, it's definitely not in question that they will miss the quarterfinal. And then at the quarterfinal, we're same as last year again, saying, okay, maybe they have no chance, and then they're back in Budapest. So don't rate the season too early.
Yeah, who knows? It's a roller coaster. Yeah, but the point that should be made is that Jakob Westergaard made his team. So in line with Björn said, we should never underestimate him, because he's the guy who basically created the blueprint for all of this. And in Kim Rasmussen, in my opinion, he's a kind of a big bang coach who kind of disappears. This is how I see him.
Camilla, when you look at Group 2, and obviously we don't know in what kind of positions the respective teams will finish, but do you have a team that you would prefer to play in a potential quarterfinal, and do you have a team that you would fear to play in a potential quarterfinal?
Of course, if I could take out like one team I don't want to play against in the quarterfinal, that's Györ. Because for me they have a very strong team, but all in all, in a quarterfinal everything can happen, and we need to just be our best no matter who we meet. And so all in all, it's the same actually. I don't have a team that I would prefer or something like that, but we will just see what will happen and who will be there.
Is there a player you don't want to play against? I know you fear nothing and nobody, but is there a player you don't want to play against?
No, actually not. I think anywhere in the Champions League teams, they have so many good players, and so I'm trying not to think so much about these types of things. I will just do my analysis and go from there and try to live in the game while it's playing. So if I try to overanalyze like the goalkeeper or anything, that and then I think my mind will be overcooked, you know, because suddenly I'm shooting and I know she's lifting her leg, and I will shoot there because I saw this in the video, and then she's standing there with her feet closed and I look stupid, you know. So it's all about to live in the game and yeah, just do your best actually.
Ah, cool. I like that.
Despite what you just said, would playing against Larvik, would that be special for you?
Yeah, I played against them when I played in Romania. So for me, Larvik has always been a rival. When I played all my years in Norway and in Byåsen, it was always a rivalry between Larvik and Byåsen. So it's always fun to play against them. I like it because I think they have a good team, and I know the players inside out, and so for me it would only be fun. So and a chance to go to Norway as well, it's always nice.
We quickly go back to the World Championship and tonight's game. Camilla, 3 reasons why Norway beat Croatia tonight.
I think it's because of our goalkeeper, our defense, and our fast breaks.
Okay, and I think Nemanja has left us. Can only see his picture.
No, I'm still.
Are you still there?
Are
you still there?
But my camera is apparently off.
The camera is off.
I'm trying to fix it.
Björn, 3 reasons why Croatia beat Norway tonight.
Oops. Yeah, definitely. I was with the Croatian team all the matches from the first to the last so far. So it is the first match, of course, at onside I will miss tonight. So maybe I was a good omen for them, but even with the defeat against Germany. So one reason could be Marko Mamić, the new shooting gun they have on the left back position. The second one, as I have to say, the same as Camilla, could be the goalkeeper. If Ivan Stevanovic saves like he saved against Spain. And then somehow the third reason can be Domagoj Duvnjak overcoming his knee injury and making the match of his life. But to be honest, for me it's 53-47 for Norway.
I'm sure you know this stat, Björn. When was the last time that one nation had a women's European champion and a men's world champion at the same time? Has that ever?
I don't think that it's ever happened, though.
That would be a first then. There you go.
I would say that it would definitely be the first. I think even the finalist would be first. When you go back, as Norway always won the European Championship, except that Hungary has won one time in the men's final in '86. So we go back. Maybe it was Denmark. Denmark was the men's Euro champion in 2008, but never been the world champion since. Alters have never been world champion, so these are the only nations, and plus Montenegro. Montenegro has never been at a major tournament with a men's team among the last 16, so it would definitely be the first time even for have a finalist. The women's Euro winner and the finalist in the men's world championship would definitely be the first time which we can have tonight.
I just love your stats. This is like, can you just write that on a little beer mat or so, like all together? It's like the most comprehensive. So Nemanja, we've heard 3 reasons why Norway is going to win, 3 reasons why Croatia is going to win. Your very neutral opinion on the game tonight?
Very, very neutral. I'm in no way close to Croatia. Very, very far, and I've never been there, and I don't have friends that were there. So, yeah.
So, okay. So it ends 27-27 after 60 minutes, 32-32 after 70, and then we'll see.
It goes to the penalties, and I don't know. Well, strictly for what Bjorn says, it never happened. So I think it will be cool to see Norway kind of win it. But I would really love to see actually Croatia progress through, because this bronze medal thing, bronze medal curse, is starting to get boring. You know.
Camilla, how many fingers crossed for Norway tonight?
I will take all my teammates' fingers and cross them for me. But I think some of my teammates are cheering for the other. So.
All right. Quick one to sum that up. Nemanja, Björn, your 4 teams that will make it to the final 4 and the order they will rank eventually.
As usual, I will start, and I have exactly the same 4 teams as I had last year, or as I had last year been in Budapest: Vardar and Budućnost from Group Group 1, and Győr and Bucharest from Group 2, and exactly in this order. First is Vardar, second is Budućnost, first is Győr, second is Bucharest, but then we will have a draw. So we will wait and see what team Camilla will play in the semi-final.
All right. Well, for me, in this order, from first to fourth at the final 4, Vardar, I'm actually hoping and kind of giving him all the edge to win it. Vardar, Győr, the final. I think this is the season for Vardar. Budućnost, then we shouldn't underestimate them, and let's give the defending champions a chance. Yeah, let's do that. So Vardar, Győr, the Budućnost, and the CSM for me.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Camilla, we did give you, ahead of this Hangout, a different task, because we had a competition for 2 winners to win 2 tickets each to the final 4. And could you just quickly name the 2 persons you took out of the pot?
Yeah, let me just find this real fast. Did I write them to you?
Yes, you sent them to me.
Let me see. Okay, it was Claudia Staps.
Yeah.
And Preben Tran Andersen.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Claudia and Preben.
No problem.
Congratulations. You've won 2 tickets each to the Women's EHF Final 4 in Budapest. Thanks, Camilla, for choosing. We will be in touch with the 2 winners, and you will get the tickets. To all 3 of you, thank you very much for joining. Very special thanks to Camilla. Thank you for making yourself available. All the best for the Champions League season. All the best for tonight and the Norwegian men's team. Don't cross your fingers too hard. I think you'll need your hands on Sunday. Again, thank you very much for joining us. It's been a pleasure. Thank you everyone for watching, for your great contributions on Twitter. Again, congratulations to Claudia and Preben for winning 2 tickets to the Final 4. And we're looking to seeing you again on our next Hangout. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.